Hey, we're talking today about meaning and purpose, and I think there'll be a lot of people listening with interest because we talk about this concept, we want meaning in our life. We want to live a purpose-driven life. But actually to get down to the nitty-gritty of that can be a hard thing to conceptualize. So let's talk about that today.
Yeah, absolutely. And often we don't search for that meaning and purpose until life pushes us to search for it. We tend to go along and think, no, nothing's going to happen to me. But, I often say life has its suffering, right? And if you haven't had it yet, then just wait because it's bound to show up at some stage. And that's when we're pushed to search for real meaning and purpose.
Because for a lot of people, their purpose is, okay, let's avoid pain and spend my life in pursuit of happiness and goals. Those that die with the most toys win. I mean, this funeral that I was talking about beforehand, and I know you've experienced much, your version of that over the last 12 months, puts a whole bunch of stuff in perspective, doesn't it?
Look, it really does. And, one of the things that really hit home to me, talking about material things, searching for wanting them to fill up that gap, was the other day when we were cleaning out my mum and dad's home. And I'm sitting on this beautiful couch that my mother always used to keep covered.
Yeah.
And here it was, now uncovered, looking beautiful. I'm not sure if she ever sat on it uncovered, and that was something that really hit home to me.
Wow.
The couch is still here, and Mum is gone. I wonder if she ever enjoyed that couch. And, so it really hit home to me this week especially about, okay, what really is important? What gives me real meaning and fills that gap inside that we so often go out and search to fill with other things?
I mean, there's some big questions that we can ask, and sometimes it just seems almost impossible to answer them. I mean, I guess one of the biggest things, who am I?
Yes, that's when we look for meaning, because so often, and that's a big question that I ask clients, who are you? What direction are you going in? What do you really want in my life? And they go, oh my goodness, I don't know, especially later on in life as you transition, as your children leave home, as you change jobs. So many people have gone through so much during these past couple of years. They've lost businesses, jobs, and all sorts. And it's about having to re-identify, who am I? What am I here for? What am I going to do now? What is my purpose now that my children are gone, that my business is gone? Lots of big questions.
So, we're talking about meaning and purpose today and how it can create a vision for your life. And we're not talking just career, but also relationships and all of those good things. So how do we go about seeking that, understanding that? I mean, where do we even start?
Well, it's about making a decision too, that when you're in a state of suffering, and we all experience suffering, it's about making the decision to not remain in suffering. Make the decision to find the other side of suffering. Because if we don't find meaning out of a difficult situation, if we don't have a purpose, then often the alternative is to stay in a negative frame of mind, is to stay in suffering. And when we stay in that sort of thought pattern, then we remain victims. So make the decision. And also know where you want to go in your life. Know what it is that brings you joy. Know what it is that makes you feel as though you're contributing to mankind. And I always ask people to get as specific as they can when they're investigating this, when they're digging deep and finding out, because otherwise you jump from one shiny thing to the other, anything that makes you feel good for 5 minutes.
You talked about serving mankind, and I think that's just such an important thing, that actually a life that is poured out in service of others, that's going to get you good things said at your funeral, right? If you're only focused on yourself and your own needs and looking after number one, it's actually the things that we do for other people who perhaps aren't able to give back to us that brings its own sense of purpose and fulfillment.
It does. And, going out and serving someone else is the fastest way to stop thinking about yourself, to stop feeling sorry for yourself, and to stop focusing on what is not good in your life. I always say, ring someone. There is someone out there who you must know needs to hear the voice of another human being. And also, if life has dealt you a really tough hand, this is the time to go, well, maybe God's got a greater plan here. Maybe God really wants me to get through this mountain, to climb this mountain, so that I can show others that it can be climbed. And then we find a reason for the mountain. And I know it's easy for me to say all this now, 15, 17 years down the road, but that was actually how I helped turn things around for me when I was in a dark place. Okay, Lord, you've given me this mountain for a reason. You've put me through this for the reason. Show me how I can turn this around and serve mankind and serve you with this. It's about acceptance, just for today, I'm making the decision that I'm going to say yes to my life.
And you can start with the people around you, right? Who needs you right now? Is it your spouse? Is it your child? That kind of question. It doesn't have to be this huge, grand. I'm going to seek everyone out in my community. Starting within a space that you already know is a great place to start, right? And then maybe you can go out and serve the greater mankind.
Yes, absolutely. There's a lot of people out there who are silently suffering at the moment. A lot of people are very lonely at the moment, and they haven't got the courage to go back out there and live in the community again and mix,
This is true.
So if you know that someone is still stuck at home, they're still fearful, pick up the phone and say, hey, let's go out for a walk in the fresh air.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, definitely.
Tanya, I just want to say thank you for what you have done. Thank you for how you've responded to difficult circumstances in a way that which really has served and built up other people as well. We thank you for your ministry, been through some tough times, but turned that around in a way which has really been a blessing to other people. That has become your life's work and purpose, and people can connect with that. They can be part of that community as well.
Absolutely. You can go to my website and that will take you to all sorts of other social media areas where you can find my work. One thing I will say is if you can spell my name out, Andrew, people actually ring me and say, it took me so long to find you, Tanya, because I didn't know how to spell your name.
I also have a difficult name to spell starting with U, so we'll spell that out clearly. Unkovich. Unkovich.com. There we go. Tanya, have a blessed weekend. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.